Hey guys, my name is Modi and you're welcome to Modi Speaks. The topic we're going to be discussing today is personally mind-blowing to me. Now, the fact that this piece of information is not plastered on every news outlet is something you should probably worry about. I mean, an information of this magnitude should be making waves on mainstream media. But so far, so many media outlets seem to be cricket about this scandal. But unfortunately, for those protecting Kamala's crooked reputation, I have sniffed out this tantalizing piece of information, and boy, oh boy, am I gonna sing like a bird. I am gonna announce it from the rooftops, okay? Because the American citizens need to be informed on the kind of person they are voting. But before we dive into all that, do well to subscribe to my channel if you've not already, like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my membership as a way of supporting the channel. Now, do you remember how Vice President Kamala Harris literally went into hiding after she was announced the presidential candidate for the Democrat Party in replacement of Joe Biden? We didn't see nor hear from her for weeks. Her campaign just carried on rallying supporters for her, and a lot of people sheepishly gave her their support even before waiting to know the policies she's running on. Now, after some time, some smart people doubled down and started demanding to know what her policies were. They wanted to know what she would do differently in the coming 4 years if she is elected the president. And lo and behold, she wasn't able to come up with anything. Now, the main reason Kamala Harris wasn't able to provide any policies was simply because she doesn't have any. Aside from her disastrous policy of giving first-time home buyers a $25,000 down payment assistance, which according to renowned economists is going to be catastrophic to the economy, as it would spike inflation and cripple the economy. Aside from this disastrous policy, she has nothing. All other policies she is posing as hers were policies she plagiarized from Donald Trump, ranging from her saying that she's going to build a wall, a policy she clearly copied from Donald Trump, to the idea of removing taxes from tips, to the child tax credit of $6,000, though in this case, she tried to cover up her plagiarism by adding an extra $1,000 to Trump's original $5,000 child tax credit. But I have discovered that it is not just policies that this woman is stealing and copying from people. She's also plagiarizing other people's literature and passing it off as hers. The book she published in 2009, captioned Smart on Crime, where she elaborated her accomplishments and philosophy as a prosecutor, were discovered to have contained large portions of other people's work. The plagiarism was so bad that even some of these passages were lifted from Wikipedia. Take a look.
Well, Niall, in 2009, Kamala Harris co-authored a book called Smart on Crime, a career prosecutor's plan to make us safer. Now, its purpose was to outline her criminal justice policies in advance of her campaign for California Attorney General. The book has attracted the attention of conservative writer and activist Christopher Russo, who contends that Harris and co-author Joan O.C. Hamilton plagiarized several passages. Ruffo's analysis, which relies on the work of Stefan Weber, a noted exposer of plagiarism, finds that there are at least 12 sections of the book in which sentences or entire paragraphs were copied from another source without proper attribution. Taken in total, there is certainly a breach of standards here, writes Ruffo. Harris and her co-author duplicated long passages nearly verbatim without proper citation and without quotation marks, which is the textbook definition of plagiarism. They not only lifted material from sources without proper attribution, but in at least one case, relied on a low-quality source which potentially undermined the accuracy of their conclusion. End quote. That is from Ruffo. Readers may disagree, of course, about the severity of some aspects of the plagiarism. Harris borrowing from her own work or not paraphrasing sufficiently, maybe that's not such a problem. But there are more striking examples of entire passages in the book being lifted from other sources without citation. This is definitely a no-no and does in fact meet the standard definition of plagiarism. But plagiarism is often taken very seriously when politicians are caught engaging in it. In fact, then-Senator Joe Biden's first stab at running for president all the way back in 1988 came to an abrupt end after it was discovered that he had plagiarized a speech from a British Labour Party leader.
This is absolutely unbelievable. It sounds so hilarious. I'm sorry, but I can honestly say that I'm not too surprised, okay? I mean, this woman have been copying different racial accents for quite a while now. So to discover that she have been stealing people's writings as early as 2009 is still not shocking, okay? Now, do not think that this isn't a big deal, because believe me, if she's running for the presidential seat of the United States, it is a big deal.
I saw today, actually, a story that Kamala Harris apparently copied some significant chunks of her book from Wikipedia. So if you want a president with their own ideas, vote for Donald Trump. If you want a president who copies her own ideas from Wikipedia, vote for Kamala Harris.
Now, I should point out, Caleb and Liz, Kamala Harris has said she will respond to those allegations as soon as her team loads somebody else's words into her teleprompter.
Look, it's true that if this woman had an independent thought, it would die of loneliness. Because this is what she does, right? She can do very well as long as she's reading from a teleprompter, much like Joe Biden, actually. So no change there. But here's some of the read receipts that people have dug out. In the left-hand column, you see there her book, an excerpt from her book. And on the right hand, you see where she got it from. In many cases, it is word for word. And she's accused of doing this in at least 12 sections of her book. Now, the New York Times, typically being the New York Times, went into damage control mode and tried to frame this as just nasty right-wing people coming out baying for Kamala Harris's blood. Their headline read, "Conservative activist seizes on passages from Harris's book." I mean, by the sound of that, you'd just think that someone was, going after her unnecessarily. But the read receipts on this are absolutely inarguable. These are copy-paste instances of plagiarism. And I love that J.D. Vance has brought this into the international spotlight, because while Chris Russo, I believe his name is, had tried to get this out, he was just being attacked by the mainstream media for pointing it out. Someone like J.D. Vance says it, and all of a sudden it's thrust into the international spotlight.
I have to say, though, I'd rather she'd be plagiarising than using whatever weird ideas her brain could come up with. Like, for heaven, we know that she can barely think or talk straight. I want someone else to be feeding her ideas and her to be copying them. Can you imagine what the United States would look like if she did what she's actually got going on up there?
Gee, it's a sad day when you'd prefer her to quote Wikipedia than her own independent thoughts.
Hey, at least I could go on Wikipedia and write things. Maybe Kamala Harris will steal them.
You'll be their next unofficial speechwriter.
Now, this is the guy who exposed Kamala's plagiarism, okay? His name is Stephen Weber. He has made it his life's mission to hunt down people who are plagiarizing other people's work. So he is hunting down people who are involved in literary thefts. So he found out this about Kamala Harris and he sent this information to conservative activist Christopher Russo. And then Christopher Russo announced this on television. This is really a very serious situation, even though the media and Kamala Harris's campaign is trying to downplay this whole thing. This is not a false allegation. Irrespective of what Kamala's campaign is trying to say, this is real. You can see it clearly right here. This is what she copied from John Jay College of Criminal Justice. This is another one of her plagiarism from Urban Institute. You can see the original work on the right and her copy work on the left. This one is from meganslaw.ca.gov. This is another one from Goswell Industries. She even went as far as copying from Wikipedia. I mean, how out of ideas can you be to think that it is okay to copy from low-level Wikipedia? Oh my gosh. This is very deceptive. It is wrong. Kamala Harris had everyone fooled. She had us all thinking that this was her words. And these words were crafted from her brain. Whereas she just copied other people's work and pasted it in her own book. This is just wrong. And like J.D. Vance said, if you want to vote for a candidate that has no fresh ideas, a candidate who only knows how to steal other people's ideas and pass it off as her own, then by all means, vote for Kamala Harris. The ball is in your court. I am not saying that Trump is an angel, but I would take Trump over Kamala any day. Anyway, guys, these are my opinions. These are my thoughts. But feel free to share yours in the comment section, but do so respectfully. Also, if you're not subscribed to this channel, honestly, I don't know what you're waiting for. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my membership as a way of supporting the channel. Also, thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. For now, peace.